Good evening, friends. This is Satyapriya, and I have come here to ponder over the WTC, the World Test Championship final defeat, the debacle of the Indian cricket team. This is the second time that India made to the final of the World Cup, World Test Championship. In 2021, it lost to New Zealand, and in the same way, in the same pathetic, in the same poor way, they lost to Australia by 209 runs in this WTC final that was held in Oval from 7th to 11th June. One tends to compare it with the 1979 Oval Test at the same venue when the Indian team was given a target of 438 runs. What an amazing chase, what a performance, what the what kind of character, what kind of grit, what kind of dedication and the discipline that the then Indian team had shown in way back in 1979. In 1979, Mike Burley used to be the captain of England, a middle order batsman, a very shrewd, very tactical captain, very intelligent captain. In the first innings, England made 305 and Indians were all out for 202 with the useful contribution of Gundappa Vishwanath. He made a half century. Gavaskar just made 13 runs. In the second innings, England made 334 and they declared their innings at 334 for 8. And Indians were given the indomitable task, the next to impossible task of getting 438 runs on the last day at Oval. And what did they do? They made the chase. They made the heroic chase. And it was that kind of chase that went into the annals of history. For the first wicket itself, Sunil Gavaskar and Chetan Chauhan made a partnership of about 213 runs, 212 runs. The first wicket of India fell at 212 runs when Chetan Chauhan was out on 80. He didn't score a century in his career and he always used to get out in nervous 90s. Chetan Chauhan made a valiant 80 runs and Gavaskar was still playing. Then with Dilip Vengsarkar, Gavaskar made another partnership and the score went to 366. Think how close Indians were getting to the target. At 366, Vengsarkar fell with a half century. Then Kapil Dev came to expedite the scoring rate as the lights were fading, and Kapil Dev got out on 0. That was 367 for 3. At that time, Gavaskar started playing strokes, but Gavaskar also fell at a quite a brilliant double century of 221 runs. The Indians fought and fought. Mike Brearley, the English captain, slowed the game. They took time between the overs and eventually when India were 428 for 8, 429 for 8 rather, there was a light appeal and it was agreed that match should be drawn. The target was 438. India just needed 8 runs to equal and just 9 runs to win. But without winning, India made history. Though India lost that series by 1-0, the fourth Test match series, but history was made. That was character, that was discipline, that was commitment. And when we compare it with the WTC final of 2023 at the same venue Oval, the hallowed Indian team, the great stars, we know that India is brimming with talent. We saw so many talents in the IPL. There are so many batsmen, there are so many new stars on the horizon, like Yashasvi Jaiswal, take the name of Rituraj Gaikwad, Abhimanyu Ishwaran. So many of them. Devdutt Padikkal is one of them. And yet, we repeated the same story that we enacted in 2021 against New Zealand. In the WTC final then, in 2021, we had the overnight score of 70 for 2 or rather 64 for 2 and we were bundled out next day for 170. And in this test, in the WTC final at Oval in 2023 June, we repeated the same story. We lost by 209 runs. Our batting was an utter failure. It consistently failed. The batsmen get started, but they fail to convert it into the big scores. And always the tailenders came to the rescue. One more important thing that was painful is that the omission of R. Ashwin. Even Sachin Tendulkar, who is reticent and often doesn't comment on these things, he also commented that a world-class spinner, in fact, he is the number one test spinner as the rankings have been published now. Ashwin was left out. Okay, it's a turning track. But a quality spinner like Ashwin, they can drift the ball in the air. They can make their variations. He's also a good batter too. He has so many centuries in his kitty. So these were the drawbacks, and we need to look forward. We need to look forward to make a new team, to realize our mistakes. The basic things that we lacked, that we saw in that inning, was that lack of commitment, lack of discipline, dedication, or the ability to apply oneself to the task. I lament the exclusion of Ashwin because of the fact that Australia had five left-handed batsmen in its top eight batters, and Ashwin would have come handy. The Indian batters, again, they made good start, but they failed it early, and it was a repeat of the 2021 New Zealand defeat. This is painful. This makes us for an introspection, and there is a pool of talent, and we should look forward to make our team, to plan our team in such a way that these kind of repetitions doesn't occur, and the values of a cricketer that Sunil Gavaskar, Chetan Chauhan, or Gundappa Vishwanath, or Kapil Dev showed in yesteryears should be reflected in our new generation stars also. The kind of commitment, the kind of the degree of application in their sports, in their batting or bowling. So this is a tough lesson that we should learn. I leave you on this point to ponder and say goodbye to all of you. Take care. Bye bye.